for the parents of and students of classes 9th and 11th. Through this session, in collaboration with Career Launcher, we aim to talk about the importance of profile building and everything that would help you build a stellar profile. Queen's Valley School truly acknowledges the importance of laying a foundation for our students' professional lives early on. Career Launcher focuses on diverse segments of education across the learners of multiple age groups. Led by a team of highly qualified professionals, including IIT and IIM alumni, with a passion for excellence in education. In this session, we're going to address the concept, relevance, and scope of profile building and helping the students learn about the ways to make an application truly stand out for their admissions in different universities. Let's introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Anubhav Rakhija. He is a motivational speaker and career guidance expert. He is an expert in his field and is here to help our students build an effective profile for higher education and clear any doubts in our minds concerning the same, if any. Before we finally begin, I will now run you through the set of instructions for the day. All attendees should know that they will remain muted during the session. Please drop your questions for the speaker in the meeting chat. All questions will be addressed in the question answer session. You may raise your hand as a request to unmute yourself in the question answer session. I would finally like to add that the whole event today is being organized by the Student Council. Over to the speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anubhav. Am I audible now? Am I
Yes,
audible?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
So good morning everyone. We'll do a quick COVID formality, and these days COVID formality is not about good morning, good evening, good afternoon. These days COVID formality is about two simple questions. Am I audible to you or not? Can you see me or not? So I would request all the students of Queens Valley to quickly go on the chat box and confirm to me that if I'm audible and I'm visible or not. If all these things are in place, you will quickly go on the chat box and press a P for Paris. I request the entire audience, I request the set of 50 odd students to quickly go on the chat box and press a P for Paris in case I am audible and I am visible. So I am receiving some messages, and yes, everything is absolutely fine. Now, there are few things which binds a school student together. One, that you all belong to a same school. Second, whether you are in class 9th, whether you are in class 10th, or you are in class 11th, or for that matter, you are in class 12th. But each one of you, I repeat, each one of you who's listening to me has got one thing common. And that one thing common is all of you want a good score as far as your class 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th is concerned. So you will quickly go on the chat box and press a Y for a yes in case you want a good score in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th or not. I repeat, all of you want a good score in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Quickly go on the chat box and press a Y for a yes. Come on. Yes. So Taru says yes, Yashima says yes, Ananya says yes, Aarti says yes, Radhika says yes, and Vanshika says yes, Pearl also says a yes. My next question to this entire students of Queens Valley is why? Why do you want a good score? I repeat, why Sapurna, why Medhya, why Ayushi, why Astha, why Tanishka, why Bhumi, why Palak? You want a good score. Today, a good score is about a 94, 95, 96, 97, or a 98%. My question is to each one of you, why do you want a good score? Come on, Medhya, come on, Sapurna, come on, Raj. So, good career. Okay, you want a good score because you want to make a good career. Tanishka, Bhumi, Astha, Ayushi, I am waiting for your response. Why do you want a good score? To secure a good future. Tanishka says to get into a good job. A good score is equal to a good college. A good college is equal to a good career. A good career is equal to a good job. But friends, did you know? Did you know every year 3,50,000 students, every year 3,50,000 students write the application for Delhi University? Did you know every year 15.9 lakh students apply for medicine as a course? Did you know that 9.6 lakh students will apply for engineering as a course? When 9.6 lakh people will apply for engineering as a course, when 15.6 lakh people will apply for medicine as a course, when 3.5 lakh people will apply for Delhi University, when when 8,132 people in this country will score a perfect 100 in CBSE board exam? How will the world differentiate a Medhya scoring 100% from a from a from a Avni scoring 100%? How will Shreen will be different from Pearl because both of them are scoring 100 out of 100? Then, then this profile will come into picture. Then your extracurricular activities will come into picture. I don't know what was told to you before you attended this session, that why do you want to waste your Saturday investing about 30 to 40 minutes in this session? But I'm asking this audience today, why have you come to attend this session? Profile building is not the answer. My question is, why do you need a profile building? So for me, profile building is, how is Anubhav Rakheja different from these 55 members who are attending this session? How is Anubhav Rakheja different in a positive manner? One difference is I'm getting into bad activities and I'm differentiating myself from others. Second is I do some good activities and differentiate myself from others. And that's the matter what each one of you come here, because you are wanting to get that uniqueness. You are wanting to create that uniqueness in your profile. Okay, so Medhya says to get a good knowledge about profile building. I want all of you to quickly go on the chat box and respond to me that why are you attending this session? Why do you need to create a profile? Come on, quickly answer my question. Come on, come on. To get recognized by the society. I'll give you 5 reasons why you need a good profile. First, you need a fantastic profile because when you get a college admission abroad, I repeat, when you get a college admission abroad, they will test you on 10 different parameters, out of which 7 of them are completely based on profile. Second, when you get a college in India, like a St. Stephen's or an IIMs after 12th, they will conduct an interview and the first question will be, how are you different from others? Third, when you apply for your internships in college, the first question will be, how are you different from others? Fourth, when you go for a job interview, the first question would be, how are you different from others? Fifth, every year, 3.5 crore, every year, 3.5 crore youth will become a graduate and a postgraduate. But then there are only thousands of opportunities, which we term it as good jobs. So when 3.5 crore people will pass out every year, and then there are only few thousands of jobs, how will you be considered in comparison to others? And that is what Avni, that is what Jennifer, that is what Bhavya needs to do. So without wasting any time, we'll quickly go on to this presentation, which says, the profile building and its importance. But before I go ahead, I would request the organizers to quickly go on the mic and confirm to me, is this PowerPoint presentation visible or not? In case this is visible, quickly say a yes. In case not, please confirm.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
It says profile building. So profile building is under 10 different parameters. I repeat, profile building is under 10 different parameters, and we'll now quickly discuss each one of them. The first and the most important parameter what they will test you is extracurricular activities. I repeat, the most important topic what they will test you is extracurricular activities. Now, sir, what is extracurricular activities? What is co-curricular activities? If you are good with art, if you are good with craft, if you are someone who's good with art, music, theater, dramatics, or for that matter, you've done something with respect to personality development, or for that matter, you have done something with respect to life skills, or for that matter, you are even a graduate in yoga, or you are into poetry and music, everything will have its own value. Now, I know there are students of 9th standard and 11th standards who are attending this session, but you need to realize your extracurricular activities during your school time is not that easy. Because if you are a school student, I repeat, if you are a school student, every year you have to appear for a unit test. Then you have to appear for your half yearly. Then there is another unit test. Then there is a pre-final. And then there is a final exam. 5 cycles of exam in one particular year is equal to 25 such exams. 25 such exams is equal to physics, chemistry, biology. 25 such exams is equal to pol science, history, geography, civics. 25 such exams is equal to Pandit Badri Prasad Harar Bole mathematics. 25 such exams is equal to algebra and geometry. But eventually 25 exams in 365 days is equal to one exam in every 12 to 15 days. I repeat, one exam in every 12 to 15 days. If you have to appear for one exam in every 12 to 15 days, then how much time are you willing to spend with respect to your arts, music, theater, dramatics, cooking, life skills, or personality tool? That is the first and the most important part what they will test you on. But then, sir, we've just participated a basketball competition in our apartment, in our society. Is that good enough? Answer is no. Any extracurricular activity which is done through a government certified body, any extracurricular activity which is done at least at a zonal level, or for that matter at a national level, is accepted. But if you are talking about extracurricular activities pertaining to college admissions, only extracurricular activities for the last 4 years will be accepted. I repeat, the extracurricular activities only for the last 4 years will be accepted. If you've done something in 7th standard, if you've done something in 6th standard, if you've done something in 5th standard, if you have done something in 4th standard, I am sorry, this will not be accepted. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th standard is not accepted. Your all extracurricular activities right from 9th standard is accepted. And that is the reason I say this is the most important workshop for a class 9th and a class 11th student, because you still have time to develop something with respect to extracurricular activities. Else, you will get into a problem. You need to realize, why are you just one of them? Because 3 crores 73 lakhs 99,388 students, 3 crores 73 lakhs 99,388 students pursue higher education every year. And only 2.98 crores will be graduate right after 3-4 years of your school. So when these kind of numbers will compete you, when these kind of numbers will compete with you every day, and if you don't do anything with respect to your profile, friends, you will be in a problem. So whether you talk about admission abroad, whether you talk about admission in masters, whether you apply for a personal interview rounds or you apply for a liberal arts as a course, your profile is the most important part. Your profile is the most important part when you talk about consideration with admissions, jobs, liberal arts, and personal interview rounds. So, friends, this is the entire pitara. This is the entire secret. How can you develop a strong profile as far as a school student is concerned? The first and most important part is a preschool. Hey, Anubhav Rakheja, what is a preschool? A preschool is commonly known as summer school. Then they look at how many internships you have done. Third, they will talk about certification courses. Fourth, is there any inter-school competition or a state level competition? Fifth, you talk about environmental work and community services. Sixth, they will talk about how many MUNs and EdTech talks you've done. Then they will talk about research papers. Have you attended a research program? Or for that matter, have you done any book publishing? So if you've got a pen and a paper, if you've got a camera in your hand, if you are technically equipped, this particular screen of this PPT is the most important part of the entire workshop. Out of which, first, when we talk about a summer school, the idea is, what is a summer school? Friends, a summer school is a pre-college. So if you are dreaming of Harvard, if you are dreaming of Wharton, if you are dreaming of University of Pennsylvania, if you are dreaming of Boston, or for that matter, you've heard about those things like Ivy League, then summer schools will play a very, very important role. Hey, Rakheja, what is a summer school? A summer school is a 15 to 30-day program which is done by universities. Imagine I want to study in National University of Singapore, NUS. When I apply my application and when Shreen applies for her application, Shreen says in year 2021, I attended a 30-day summer school in NUS. And Anubhav Rakheja says, I am a topper of CBSE board exam. National University of Singapore will say Shreen was focused for the last 3 years, because even 3 years before she knew that National University of Singapore is something what she wants to make. 3 years back, she was so sure that he wants to get into computer science that she actually attended a 30-day program of computer science in a National University of Singapore, which is only 30,000 rupees. You heard me right. A National University of Singapore will give you a program only worth 30,000. That's it. It's not $30,000. It's 30,000 rupees. So if I want to get into Harvard and I want to get into a business, I want to have a startup, did I attend an entrepreneurial meet which is happening for a 15-year-old in Harvard itself? How many summer schools have I attended in University of Pennsylvania? If I want to get into New York University, NYU, and in NYU I want to get into filmmaking, did I pursue a project in NYU in summer vacations, which was only a 20-day program? This is what they will test you, because a summer school, a pre-college, is not just in University of Pennsylvania, it is not just in Boston, it is not just in Harvard, it is also available in Amity. It is also available in Narsi Mohanji Institute of Management Studies. It is also available in Symbiosis, and friends, it is also available in Ashoka University, commonly known as Youth India Program or Young Leaders Program. And friends, this is also available in Plaksha University. So there are universities in India also which will give you a pre-college, commonly known as a summer school. This is something you should not be missing on, and summer school starts for students right from class 9th. And if summer schools are crystal clear to you, I would request this entire audience to quickly go on the chat box and give me a one-word feedback that how were your last 15 minutes with Team Career Launcher? Good, bad, ugly, boring, interesting, super amazing, knowledgeable. Or for that matter, you want a certain kind of a change in this workshop. I want Anya, I want Hargun, I want Manya, I want Ishanvi, I want Ananya, Shrishti, Adya, Monishka. All of you quickly go on the chat box and give me a one-word response. How were the last 20 minutes? So it says knowledgeable. Now I would request the students to quickly pay attention on the screen and look at the second criteria. How can we make an awesome profile? An awesome profile is equal to internship. Is internship available? Is internship available for a 9th standard student? Answer is yes. So I've gone to my father's office yesterday. I ordered for a Pepsi. I ordered for a Coke. I ordered for some juices. I ordered for a fantastic lunch. And when I came back, I added that I did internship in my father's office. Is that accepted? Answer is no. Any internship in any organization needs to be pursued with a minimum of 20 hours. I repeat, any kind of an internship is required about 20 hours to be pursued to get a validated certificate. And an internship in your family business is not accepted. So 20 hours of internship to an unknown office, to an unknown people is required, and that is counted as an internship, and that internship needs to be primarily focused on the kind of career you want to make. So if you want to make a fantastic career out of fashion, you need to have at least 20 hours of work, 20 hours of internship in Zara, Levi's, Benetton, or Shoppers Stop. If you want to make a career in automobile, a 20 hours of internship is required in Audi, BMW, Maruti, or Hyundai. So it is important that your internship should be aligned. Your internship should be aligned with respect to the career what you choose. And any internship with less than 20 hours is not accepted. Now, what all do we need to take care when we apply for an internship course? The first and most important thing is when you apply for an internship, please look into this that the company what you apply needs to have a website at least. Second, try and attain an internship in a public limited company, which means it needs to be listed in the stock exchange. If not public limited, at least try in a private limited company, which needs to be under MCA, which is Ministry of Company Affairs. Other than this, your supervisor, your supervisor who is giving you an internship should be available on LinkedIn. I repeat, your supervisor who is in your internship should be available on the LinkedIn account. Otherwise, your internship is of no use. So these are those 4 points what you need to take care. These are those 4 points what you need to take care as far as your internship is concerned. Problem number one, public limited. Problem number two, private limited. Even for that matter, if it is an NGO, is it registered? Then your supervisor, your senior should be there on LinkedIn, and your company definitely needs to have a website. These are those things what you need to check as far as these are those things what you need to check as far as your internship is concerned. So when you apply for an internship in your uncle's office, do you need to take care of these? Answer is yes. So now what else can we do? What else can we do to develop an effective profile? So in case students, you are wanting to pursue a fantastic profile, the third criteria what we talked about was an online course. Because this online course, or for that matter an offline course, an online course, or for that matter this offline course, will give you something which is called a certification. I repeat, this is called a certification. And friends, there are two types of certification what you need to take care of. One is a credit based certification course, and second is a non credit based certification course. I repeat, the first one is a credit based certification course, and the second one is a non credit based certification course. Now, Anubhav Rakheja, what is a credit-based certification course? A credit-based certification course are conducted by organizations which have edX, like Harvard X course. And Harvard University will consider an edX course, which is called a certification program. Even one certification program of 20 to 30 hours might cost you about 3 to 3.5 lakh rupees. But that credit-based certification course will have a lot of value. What is a non-credit based certification course? A non-credit based certification course is something like a Udemy, or for that matter, a Coursera. A Udemy or a Coursera is a non-credit based certification course, whereas a credit based certification course is an edX course. So when you apply for a credit based certification course abroad, I repeat, when you apply for a credit based certification course abroad, then friends, the most amazing part is when you apply for your education abroad. When you apply for an education abroad, you will be told that we will not charge 4.5, 5, 10 lakh rupees from you, because you've already done this certification in India itself. So a certification and edX course will have huge value, when you talk about a certification program. Then, other than edX courses, other than certification courses, what else do we need to take care of? We need to take care of things. We need to take care of things with respect to competitions. We need to take care of things with respect to Olympiads. So competition and Olympiads are something which needs to be taken care of. Now, friends, the point is, the point is, what are these Olympiads? The point is, what are these Olympiads and what are these competitions? Competitions and Olympiads like NTSC, competitions and Olympiads like Indian Monetary Olympiad, or for that matter, KVPY, or for that matter, an Asset Olympiad. All these competitions and all these Olympiads huge importance, will hold huge importance when you talk about your profile. Because International Science Olympiad, International Mathematics Olympiad, NTSC and KVPI are the most important Olympiads one needs to take care of. So Olympiads is something what each one of you should take care when you are in your 9th standard, 10th standard, 11th standard and 12th standard, because this will give you a multiplier to your profile. Next, in case I'm looking at a profile, in case I'm looking at a profile enhancement, what else do I need to take care of? Friends, things what you need to take care of is, are you eligible? Are you great? Are you awesome with respect to your heart community services? Are you teaching a poor person? Are you associated with an NGO? Any kind of an NGO, any kind of an NGO, any kind of a social work, any kind of an environmental work, less than 20 hours is not accepted. So whether it is Clean India, whether it is Prime Minister's initiative with respect to COVID, whether it is respect to COVID helplines in terms of hospitals, whether it is with respect to a COVID helpline member during the crunch time, whether it is Clean India, whether it is vaccination run, whether it is anti-pollution run, all these things will count. But in total, anything which is less than 20 hours is not accepted. So friends, you need to take care of it, that how well are you equipped? How good is the time management? How well are you equipped? How good is your time management to do something with respect to community services? Because community services is something what they will genuinely look at. So, people, if you are in 9th standard, if you are in 10th standard, my request is start looking at this aggressively, because community services will hold a lot of importance when you talk about admissions abroad, especially when you are talking about in US. Now, what else do we need? We need an effective research paper. So as a science student, if you want to make a career out of artificial intelligence, have you written a research paper? As a humanities student, if you want to get into international relations, have you written a research paper for United Nations? Is that research paper published? As a commerce student, if you want to get into finance, have you written a research paper? Is it published? Where is it published? Is there any recommender to it? Is there any professor to guide? So how does a research paper look like? I would request you to look at the screen and see that how does a research paper will look like. Not obviously my WhatsApp, but this is how a research paper will look like. A research paper will look like a problem statement, a big tech stock predictions using recurrent neutral networks. And look at this. Is this paper published? Yes. This is the paper which is published. When is it published? April 2021. Volume 8. What is the trademark of the paper? This is the trademark of the paper. How long is the paper? Is that recommended by someone? It is a 7-page long paper, and this paper has been recommended by professors. This paper has been recommended by all these platforms, all these websites, and the acknowledgement is given to all these people. References. So this is how a research paper is written. So students who are wanting to get into artificial intelligence, students who are wanting to get into international relations, students who are wanting to get into literature, students who are wanting to make a great career, trust me, believe me, and mark my words, a research paper will be the highest multiplier will be the highest multiplier when you talk your admissions in Harvard, Wharton, Stanford, Brown, Yale. I hope you've heard about these universities. So we've already spent about 35 to 40 minutes with each other. And before I go ahead, I would want my audience to quickly tell me, are you still awake or not? Because a Saturday morning at 11:15 is a little lazy. It took me a lot of effort to leave my bed. It took me a lot of effort to get up. So I just wanted to understand, is Queens Valley as lazy as I am, or they are genuinely full of energy? So I want a quick one word or a two word or a three word response. How were the last 40 minutes? Was it really boring? So I want you to quickly go on the chat box and respond me. Naina, Geet, Medhya, or for that matter, Ina. I have a lot of students right from the school. I want you to go on the chat box and tell me, how were your last 40 minutes with Team Career Launcher? So Rajnandani says goods, Taru says goods, Yuvika says amazing, Ananya says interesting, Bhumi says great, Vedika says amazing, Yashi says energetic. In Okay, so getting some positive comments is obviously good for the speaker. And now let's move ahead and talk about for students who are fond of sports, cricket, football, baseball, basketball. Well, sports is one thing which is very, very effective in case you are looking at scholarships, because there is a sports scholarship given by international universities. And a sports scholarship will definitely add a lot of value for your admissions, because if you are not good at academics, by only appearing for an entrance exam and when doing something good in sports, you will be eligible to apply for a sports admission or a sports college or a sports university. So NCC certificates will hold a lot of value. Sports certificates by CBSE will hold a lot of value. Zonals, nationals, and club level, all such sports events will help you. And sports, why is it important? I'll tell you. I would want all the Queens Valley students to quickly go on the chat box and give me a yes or a no for this question. Have you ever heard of a thing called Ivy League? Have you heard of this concept called Ivy League? I want all of you to go on the chat box and tell me a Y for a yes and an N for a no. Oh, I ordered for a tea and suddenly it tastes like iced tea. Ivy League happens to be the top 8 colleges across the world, which are very well known. And did you know how a college got a status of Ivy League? Because they had a lot of sports facilities. On the pretext of a sports facility, on a pretext of a club facility, they get a status called Ivy League. Harvard is an Ivy League. Brown is an Ivy League. Yale is an Ivy League. So all these universities in US, the top 8 universities with fantastic sports facilities is called Ivy League. And if you are good at sports, imagine you get an opportunity to get a course in an Ivy League. Isn't that awesome? So Ivy League is something what is genuinely available for a sports candidate. So friends, when you talk about Ivy League, this is something what you need to look at. Then students who are wanting to get into design, students who are wanting to get into creativity, students who are wanting to get into mass communication, they will check your portfolio. So if you are good with sketching, if you are good with drawing, if you are good with art, if you are good with craft, or for that matter, you want to get into designing, you want to get into a fashion house, you want to get into a mass communication course, your portfolio is tested. And before I go ahead, I would want all of you to go on the chat box and tell me which class do you represent? Whether you are a 9th standard, 11th standard, 10th standard, or a 12th standard, quickly put that number on the chat box. Come on. Yashika, Vedika, Bhumi. So I have Jennifer from 9th, I have Sachi from 9th, I have Asta from 11th, I have Yuvika from 11th, I have Ananya from 9th, I have Ananya from 9th, I have Ananya from 9th, I have Shruti from 9th, I have Gauri from 11th, I have Vedika from 11th, I have Taru from Yadav, Arti 11th, tuck, 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 tuck. Awesome. Brilliant. Now, all these 9th and 11th standard kids, listen to me very carefully. You are already late. You are extremely late to develop your portfolio, because portfolio is developed from 8th standard. If anyone is wanting to get into design creativity course or a mass communication course, at least develop 20 such pictures, 20 such craft, 20 such sculpture, 20 such drawings, and show it in a back date that you created in an 8th standard. A portfolio is equal to 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th standard. Understood? So this is something what you need to look at. Okay. Let's move ahead. Research paper, already told you. Impact of a strong community services. I had a student from Bhavans Vidyalaya School in Chandigarh. He set up his own NGO, 80% scholarship in Carnegie Mellon, Ivy League. I had Bhavans Vidyalaya students. He was basically a graduate in Kathak, National University of Singapore and Ashoka University admission. I had a student from Sanawar School. Sanawar School, national level player of squash. What did he get into? Waterloo University in Canada. I had a student from OP Bansal Modern School, traditional art form of India. And today he's in Savant College of Art and Design, USA, that too with scholarship. And this is what it gives you. This is what it gives you from a strong profile. This is Anubhav signing off from Career Launcher. That was the message what I wanted to convey. I am open for your doubts, questions. I'm open for your remarks. I'm open for the feedback. Please feel free to write it on the chat box. I'll be more than happy to help you. In case you want to get in touch with me, you can obviously write an email or WhatsApp me on my contact details, which is right in front of you. My name is Anubhav Rakheja. My number is 98739 84558. You can write me a mail at anubhav.rakheja@careerlauncher.com. And these are those 9 parameters what one needs to look at in case you are talking about a strong profile building.
Thank you, sir. I believe we will be proceeding with a question answer session of sorts. Vedika and Yuvika will be the ones coordinating that.
Awesome. I'm all yours listening to you. Can an IIO included in the Olympiad for profile building? Absolutely. International Informatics Olympiad will hold a lot of value. Which college field to go for aviation engineering? This is not a career counseling workshop that we'll have next time. Himani can coordinate with the school and we'll have a career counseling workshop where I'll be able to tell you an aviation engineering course.
So there was a question raised regarding when and how can we apply for internships?
There are few internship platforms like Internshala, letsintern.com, where you can apply an application and you'll be able to do it. The first and the most important part is to go for an internship. You need to create a LinkedIn profile. For a LinkedIn profile, you need to have a one-pager CV. And I think that's where you should start.
So, like, if we have study burden on us, then how can we focus on the curricular activities that are held in the school?
If you are what?
Ma'am, so if we have study burden on us, then how can we focus on the extracurricular activities that are
Brilliant.
held in the
This question is asked by Vedika, right?
Yes, sir.
Vedika, you are one of the students who are in school, right? And you have so much of burden. Excellent. Just a second. Were these students not in school? They were in school too. Do they have 25 hours instead of 24 hours? Answer is no. Were they from a different board? They were from CBSE board. The point is, they don't want everyone and anyone. They want few. And out of those few, the most important part is, are you able to manage your time well or not? You need to prioritize. You need to prioritize that a 99% might give you Delhi University, and you need to see that at a 95%, with 20 odd extracurricular activities, you get into Harvard. You need to make your choices, SRCC or Harvard.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So Medha is asking that what is research paper exactly?
A research paper is about a topic which has a problem statement, which has analysis and a conclusion. The problem statement is getting out the retail stores in COVID times. What was the condition of retail store COVID times, pre-COVID times, post-COVID time? What is the conclusion? What is the parameters? What are the statistics? And then get it published on various platforms. A problem statement with a conclusion, statistics, and solution is a research paper. Schools with difficulty of schools with a difficulty of imparting education during COVID times can be a research paper. Building up your extracurricular activities during your COVID times can be a research paper. Only 37% of Delhiites with living in tier 1 city are accessible to online education and tablets is also a research paper. Pollution in Delhi is also a research paper.
So Sampurna is asking that if we want to pursue law, in which company can we apply for internship?
Amarchandan Mangaldas, Crawford Bailey, Luthras and Luthra, any lawyer which is already at a senior position under that. So you can apply for a corporate law, you can apply for an NGO, you can apply for something which is in liberal law, which is about international relations. An NUN profile will be very, very important for a law program.
So Jennifer is asking that what age is right to go for an internship?
9th standard. So anything else, my friends, my young friends, anything else?
So I believe I'll go next then. I have two questions specifically, since I want to pursue, for instance, international relations furthermore. And I already have participated in MUNs, for instance, Harvard Man, Yale Man, and so on. But at the same time, I feel that in the MUN circuit, at least in India, the ROPs that we follow, do you believe that organizing my own MUN, for instance, if I organize a MUN, would that make a difference to my resume?
Yes, it will. But I'll say honestly, if you are already doing this, don't do too many things. Do few things, but do it till the end as a specialist.
Right.
Picking up
And
five different things, doing a little bit of everything is not so helpful. Picking up three different things and doing till the end will be more helpful.
all right. And besides that, I feel that we've already been told about research papers by you. My question would be where exactly to consult people for these research papers? Who do we ask to publish us or so on? Because I feel like I personally lack the resources to go and ask
You
people
know,
where to
did you not take
publish
my
them.
number and email ID?
I did.
That's where
All
you need
right.
to
I
do
just
that.
asked it.
Simple.
All right. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. How do you join Indian Army? How do you join actuarial sciences? How do you do aviation? How do you do journalism? Friends, this is something which is a career counseling workshop. I am a specialist in that too. I think it's a little too early to get into that because that is something which will take about another 90 minutes. So we can have a different session by then. Can we stay home and apply for internships? How about blog writing, content writing? Isn't that part of an internship? Yes, it is. So why don't you write something for websites? Why don't you write something for platforms? Why don't you create some social media accounts? Why don't you do something with respect to finance? Why don't you do something with respect to economics? Why don't you do something with respect to creativity and design? That is all done through home itself. So thank you, Queens Valley. Thank you for calling me. I hope you had a fantastic Saturday morning. At least I had one. And I think waking up early for me made a lot of sense. Due to technical issue, it took me about 10 minutes more. Otherwise, it would have started a little early and you would have got free a little early. Thank you for being a fantastic audience, a patient listener. And the most important part is thank you for tolerating me. I don't think anyone and everyone can do that. You were able to do it. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir, for the most interesting and inspiring workshop. It was amazing. Great presentation style with lots of opportunities to ask questions and talk about real life examples, which all made it into an enjoyable and informative webinar. I would also thank our coordinator, Himani Khanna, Senior Relationship Manager, for coordinating. And I appreciate the time you spent with all of us. I hope it was time well spent for you too. Thank you so much. And also, I would request everybody to fill the feedback form present in the chat box. I repeat, everybody is requested to fill the feedback form present in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anubhav sir. Children, I would like you to remain in the meeting. I'm just sharing with you all the feedback form that you need to fill in. Just give me 1 minute. And I would
Ma'am, may I
like
stop the recording?